Hello everybody, Houston here. I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day or a great night. And before jumping into the charts, don't forget to smash the like button, share it for friends, and subscribe as well. And yes, welcome to 2021. I hope you guys are having a great day with your family, with your friends, and with everybody, the dog, the cat, the bird. I hope you guys are having a great time and I hope everything is very fine with you and your loved ones. So this is going to be our first video update for 2021. We have a lot of things to cover. I am short on time. I have a lot of things to cover, a lot of things to do. And but yeah, so let's start with XRP. And then tomorrow and after tomorrow, I'll take a look on Bitcoin. I believe we have few time on Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. And so let's start. Before talking about the technicals, I have to share something with you very important that I talked about as also in the Champions Club, which is this. So for a second, let's take a look here. So we have the SEC, Ripple, and XRP, but this is what we can see. What we can't see? It is Facebook, Facebook coin that will be launched soon. And what the other things we can see is the dirt thing, so behind the scenes, which is this. So there is no clarity, there is no regulation, and the tech companies are not going to stop their agenda because the regulators are not doing their job. But we also know that those guys are following a agenda. Point. For example, would it make sense for the SEC to sue Facebook over their coin? No, of course, because Facebook didn't release their coin yet, but they were about to release it a few months ago, if I'm not wrong, and but they didn't. So probably they were waiting for clarity, regulations to know what is what, etc., etc. So the fact is, for a second, let's look at this scenario. Imagine Facebook had released their coin, and then the SEC sued them over this project, the coin, whatever, etc., etc. So Facebook stocks would plunge. Okay, so this would be a big loss. And but since we have Ripple and we didn't have public stocks, right? You can buy Ripple shares, but not on the conventional market in a conventional way. So the damage on XRP, it's a very minor and small damage if we look on the bigger picture of things. So on Facebook, we are talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars. When we talk about Ripple, it looks like there is no a big impact on the Ripple shares, but we have a big impact on the public side, which is XRP. So, and the XRP market cap is only a few billions. So it's the minor, the smallest of the possible damage or collateral damage. And so this is something that we have to look at. Okay, so this is very key. And forget all those kids with all those conspiracy theories and saying that XRP is going to 10 cents. This is it. It is possible, yes, but it's very unlikely because we don't have technical evidence for such. And I'm going to show you. So this is not only based on what I think, on my opinion, or just my words. Okay, you guys know I make a living from the charts, so I care, I watch, I observe, I use the charts day after day. So now let's jump into it. Just my 2 cents about this SEC, Ripple, XRP, Facebook, stocks, collateral damage, and etc. So here on the monthly, nothing special to see, right? So we had the big dump, the pump, then the big dump, and now we are having a catch up. And that's funny because a lot of people were calling for 10 cents and this is it. And this is something that we talked about already, that when things are going down, the public will look for bearish continuation because they can read price behavior, structures, etc., etc. And when things are going up, they keep calling for bullish continuation. This is it, moon, whatever, and yeah. So now let's look into the weekly. Nothing special here, nothing to see for now. It's not clear, but it is clear on the 4, and we are going straight to the 4. I don't want this video to be a long video, but we have a few key important things to notice here. So here we had a somewhat bearish, not bearish, rejection, but there is no problem here because we talked about this. There was a big seller's pressure, but also we have a big buyer's pressure. So let's keep going. The 4 hours, it's the big deal. And the thing starts right here on the daily and the 4. And now I'm going to show you what happened, our price protection theory, and what can happen next. So let's jump into the 4. There is a lot of things to cover here. I believe I'm not leaving anything behind because there's so many things to talk about, folks, and I am in a hurry here because, as you guys know, we are under lockdown, and I have only a few hours to buy the stuff I need for the house and food and etc. Just a second. Okay, here it is. So we are going from the beginning, then to the middle, and then we are going to jump into the most probably scenario, or the scenario with the highest number of chances to play out. So hold your hats, cool your jets, we are almost there. Hello darkness, my old friend, I came to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping. So yes, so you guys are familiar with this, so this is nothing new, but we have to acknowledge this because we also can't forget that sometimes there are new people who just subscribe and they have no idea what's going on. But so here, this structure right here, it's a big one, it was bullish, we talked about this and we nailed this one, right? We nailed this one down by the cent just in time. So this is the big bullish structure, right? So have this in mind. So that's what is about all this draw right here. You don't have to fully understand or have the technical insight. So just have this in mind. Then you can pause the video and then follow again, okay? Just for you guys to have this in mind. And now we are going to jump into the midway. So let's start by the seasons pivot. Blue, please. The first hour. Yes, right here. And now we are going for March. Where are you? Okay, so here it is. So let's leave here on the March 1st. You guys know where the spring is. It's around the 21. Just for you guys to have this in mind, okay? So let's start. So this is the winter pivot. And then we had a bear break on the winter pivot, right? Okay. So it will be a step-by-step process till I present the full idea of what I can see and what maybe XRP is developing, okay? So if you feel lost or if you missed anything, just pause and go back, then go and check it again. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this out just for you guys to acknowledge this. You guys will remember in a previous video before double break one, I talked about something that was very key, that we needed higher highs and higher lows to make the trend clear, right? Because when we have higher high and higher low, it's bullish, right? So it's not bearish at all. So now let's take a look at it. So this was our the previous low, the lower low, and the higher low. You guys will remember this. And then after the big dump, what we end up with? Two things to look at. And here we have technical evidence to believe the XRP price protection theory, it's real, okay? So I'm going to show you guys why. So just give me a second. Let's go, sir, please hurry. My destiny. I just want things straight. Okay, so that's the first one, our lowest low. And this is, so let me use this guy right here. Yes. So we look for higher highs and higher lows after a bull break or after a bear break. So that's not in between, because in between we know there will be lower highs and higher lows. Okay, so no news about this so far. So let's jump right here. So again, this is the higher low. I'm not going to acknowledge the long wicks because this is Bitstamp. We didn't have a lot of volume back in the day. That's why we end up with this kind of behavior. And then, so remember, low, higher low, and another higher low. Doesn't matter if it is a marginal one, okay? Because when we look at numbers, it must be above. Or even if it was flat, it's still not a bear break. Or is it still defended by previous lows, okay? So no change at all. But we had good numbers. So let's take a look here. As you guys can see, there is no touch on the previous higher low. And when we look at straight numbers, because it can be zero, okay? So it must be, let's say, positive or negative, but not neutral. So we have a marginal higher low, by a matter of fact, okay? So now let's go back, just for you guys to follow the idea and follow me here. Oh, just a second. Okay. So now we clean the board. And now we are going to follow through what we have right here. So let's start with the first one, which is our higher high. Now we go for our higher low. Basically, we went into macro, and now we are jumping to the micro, okay? So we have technical evidence here for two things. So the first one is a bullish trend. So when we zoom out and we look on the bigger picture of things, we know it's a bull market. So XRP is in a bull market by a matter of fact. When we zoom in, when we jump into the smaller one to understand what's happening, to follow through, we can find there is technical evidence for bullish continuation instead of bearish continuation, okay? So again, we have our higher high, we have our higher low. So what we have in between, what is going on, what possibly can happen from here? You guys remember the straight lines that was the before the big pump that we talked about, and I said to you, you can pause and check later. So we are going to do the same thing because we have the same technical fundamentals. So let's do this. So this is the bigger one, and this is the inside. And so how we are going to acknowledge this? We are going to start from the lower section, and then we jump again into the macro one. So just give me a few minutes, please. Actually, a few minutes. Oh, just give me a minute, please. Hold on. So we go from the high, and now we go for the low. And what we have here? We have a technical invalid lower high so far. So if we zoom here into the 1 hour, the bulls were looking for bullish continuation, but it's not looking great, okay? Because we have a lot of space here on the top section, and we have a lot of activity in the lower section. So this is kind of weakness. And also we can't forget, very important, I shared it on Twitter 2 times if I'm not wrong, the correlation that we can see right now from XRP and the US dollar. It looks like XRP is following the dollar with so it's not like straightly following, so there is like no symmetry, and the difference is very big. So for example, 0.05% on the dollar can be like, let's say 5-7% on XRP. If there is a way to measure, I'm waiting for more technical evidence on this to place my numbers and to check this thing out. But for now, I'm just watching, okay? So it's not looking good here for bullish continuation from here. It is possible, yes, but it's not likely. So it would be something like this, right? I believe it is not going to happen right now, because it is too close, it's too tight, okay? And we know we still have a lot of sellers pressure, but this is not an issue, okay? So what we may have here is actually maybe 2 scenarios or 3. I just explained this on the Champions Club. I don't want to miss anything. So we understand, we can read the behavior of support and resistance folks in advance. We can see what they are going to do, and this is a fact. So first I'm going to show you in a naked chart, and then I'm going to apply my tool, and you guys will have a better understanding. So as we can see here, if XRP go down from here, remember, going down is not doomsday. Going up is not moon. Okay, so step by step health approach. So we know by a matter of fact the support and resistance folks are going to buy at this range. So let's say, so because in the short time frame, XRP will probably go up a little bit because Bitcoin will also keep going up. In my humble opinion, just a little bit more, and then maybe will go down. But this is another business, just for you guys to have an idea. So XRP goes up a little bit, end up with a lower high from the previous one. This can also be read as a loser Sali in the short time frame of events. And then we go down. So on this range right here, I believe all those folks will jump in to buy and to long and etc. So they are going to defend. And why I believe this level is going to hold, and if so, we end up with something like this. So from this structure, micro, high, lower high, high, higher low, lower high, higher low, till we enter the time frame for the bull break. Okay, if this is the scenario, I believe so. I believe it's most likely to play out, but so far it's only 50% developed, so we need more evidence. Okay, yeah. And so now let's take a look on the thing that we just talked about. It's see. Oh, it's not you, it's you. Yes. So here, the first thing you guys can see, it's the deviation that we have from this arc level right here. That's a small deviation outside, and then we go back inside. And we can see the same thing right here. Yes. So, what we end up with? We had action outside the key levels. And then we start to contract, or it's like a magnetic pushing things. Going back to inside. And guess what we have inside? Just a second. Let me show you. Can you guys see? So this is the proper way to do Fibonacci. So this is how how can I say sorry, it's not like bullshit Fibonacci that you guys see out there, back and forth, go here, go there, because there is multiple ways to use it, but only like a few ways are valid, okay, or are in point. But yeah, so and here we can see here, so this is the 50%, and we understand this is a like a average, because the 50 doesn't belong on Fibonacci, okay. So now we take this guy off. What do we end up with? That scenario that we have been talking about right now, that I showed to you guys. The support and resistance folks are going to play this one out, so we end up with odds for bullish continuation. And doesn't matter how the bull break is going to happen, we have targets already. I read talking about this in the Champions Club, but now let's take a better look on the possible outcomes now on the macro. And remember, I don't share everything for reasons that you guys know, and but the outcome that we are going to take a look, I'm going to share. There's no problem with it. It's only the way we do it. I don't make this public, okay? So let's go. Yeah, so perhaps, maybe, just a second, right here, we are talking about a structure, such a structure. Let's go this way. So it's still tight, but remember, we are speculating here, but we have at least 50% of technical evidence, okay? So it's not like a trying to fight in the dark. So this line right here, as you guys can see, if we start to adjust the line down, anything is still a higher low, right? That's the proper way to look at it. So doesn't matter, because after the thing happens, we can adjust the line. That's why I don't place it first, then keep trying to fit. That's not a big deal. So just for the sake of this example, let's say and then we end up with the bull break. So it doesn't matter where the line is, it's just a way to visualize a possible scenario based on what we have right now. And then so just a second, yes, right here. So and let's say this is accurate and this plays out. So again, let's go for the macro of things. Hold your hats, cool your jets, we are almost there. Yes. So what this is going to give us? A bull break from here. So this we can read as the lower section. Then we can find the battle of midway here, because as you guys can see, looking to the left, we can measure this as well, and we are going to find the same results. So this is not necessary. I really want this video to be short. So again, this is the range where resistance and support folks are going to play. But we don't play this game. We play the game in advance. So we are we are like one step ahead, because we don't wait for confirmations like this to do our moves. And so here we may end up with the battle of midway, and then we go for the bull break. You guys remember where we've been talking about the spring? So here it is, the spring. And we know that bulls, they always show up, or let's say almost always, they show up around the spring, okay? It's a period of time which is very bullish. Sorry, and not only for XRP. Just a second, please. So, what we are going to end up with, oh, just a second. So, what we are going to end up with, if this scenario plays out. So far, it looks like it can play out. So this is what we are going to have, possibly. It doesn't have to be accurate, okay, folks? It doesn't have to. So now let's take out this guy, and this guy as well, and let's extend this one right here. So let's say like this, right? And this guy right here, something like this. Yes, perfect. So what we end up here in the bigger picture of things, another big and fat bullish continuation structure, which this one, if this play out, if this is correct, there will be no turning back. This is it, game over. People who are able to buy, amazing. The ones who aren't, they are just out. Just a second. So, and this is a possible scenario, okay? But we also have another scenario. Let me show you right here. For a, let's say, non-symmetrical, right here. So, from here. So this scenario can be a non-symmetrical or not full symmetrical inverted head and shoulders, or sort of, because here on the right shoulder we still can develop a structure like this one, which is most likely, since there is not a lot of volatility, craziness around XRP, whatever, the market, and etc. And I am also presuming that XRP is following the dollar and is not going to be smashed if Bitcoin goes down, okay? Because we know a lot of cryptocurrencies are correlated with Bitcoin behavior, okay? It is what it is. But since XRP had a big fall based on external events and all the others kept going up, it is fair to say XRP can go up against the other ones based on external events again, okay? So, and let's say we end up with something like this. Non-symmetrical, not 100% perfect, but it still have bullishness. And the target for this one is $3.25. We are going to take a look at it. And so, and here, we can also develop another one before the bull break. And now let's take a look on the range, just for you guys to have an idea. I'm going to do something here that most of you guys who are not familiar with this will try to use this a lot of times, and this is not going to be accurate because it only fits a few scenarios. Okay, so if you're not familiar with technical analysis and you try to use this back and forth, you will end up wrong in many scenarios. So, and also you can find whatever you want with this. It doesn't mean you are going to be accurate. Okay. Yeah, so the target we found here, it's 282, but we have the 325 as well because I was using a different range. So right here, when I was measuring, so it was a little above, not a little below, because I was talking about this guy right here. So both, there is validation for both, and yeah, so. And a possible time frame for this is before the spring. But we also understand things can settle on the courts and everything. And you guys are aware of all these fundamentals. And yeah, so things can happen before. What I'm trying to show you here, it's a way to look at things, removing the external forces, external events, outside of the chart. So I believe you guys remember Charles Down said that everything is accounted in the charts, everything, and I really believe it. Okay, so when I look on price behavior, prices, structures, bullish continuation, ranges, behavior, etc., 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 I see it is possible to have a strong bull break that is just going to blast the roof before the spring. So this can even be by the end of February, whatever. We know there is a special date about this on February 22, which is close to March 1st, right? And also the spring. So yeah, folks, this is it for now. I believe this video can help you in any way. I hope this was useful. Yeah, so thanks again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your sorry. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your support as well. And stay safe. Stay well. And don't forget to smash the like button. And yeah, so this is just the beginning. This is the first video of 2021. I'm not going anywhere. There's a lot of work to do. And I will see you guys soon. See ya.